I am back from vacation, and so it is time to talk about the brand new UZ++ feminine hero Enma. This character has a crap ton of nicknames, and it's kinda Enma, not also Enma because it's Isekai reincarnation. There's a ton of nicknames. I'm going to call this Womenma because I just think it's the best nickname, but there's probably like a gajillion out there. So Womenma is the brand new UZ++ rank. Anybody who's like, oh, the rank name is so lazy, are LARPers because it's a reference to Yokai Watch 4++. But no one would know that because no one played it. Which sucks because I think it's the best game of the 4 numbered ones. I think Blast is better. So anyways, I personally am going to be calling these UZ++s Pura because it avoids confusion, and UZ++s, when I'm talking about multiple of them in the future, is gonna get super annoying. So anyways, how do you get Pura Enma? Well, it's pretty simple in all honesty. All you need is to have Venoct. Like, there's straight up, there's no exception. You have to have this Venoct, the UZ+ from the crank. You might think, oh my god, this is so scammy. Last event sucked, you shouldn't have cranked on it. If you don't have Y points because you cranked on last event, your fault. You were specifically told not to. And yet, if you did anyway, I don't care. So anyways, it's not that bad because he's pretty decent. So it's not like you're cranking for a crappy character. And you need to be able to complete these 3 missions. UZ++, and it's got like a number out of 4. Yeah, number out of 4. Yeah. So the first one is to simply use Venoc's Soultimate 30 times. Sounds kind of bad. If you beat Super 11, he's got Drop Big, and you can then auto-throne for books, which I'm going to have to do because I am straight broke on books. I literally used the last couple of my books to level up Enma. So I'm going to get to autoing Throne not too long after. Second one is to simply beat Throne 10 times. Pretty easy, especially because Venoc has the bonus. Third one, also super simple, beat the Throne in 50 seconds or less. If you are autoing the Throne, you're already doing this. So it's all very free. And then you get Womenma. And then in order to get a singular LB for Womenma, you have to use her Soultimate 30 times. Just 30. Just use it, boom, 30 times. So you get 40 stat points per thing, give or take. You know, it's slightly different depending on the thing. So Womenma has 2020 HP and 1887 attack. Pretty dang good. Womenma is honestly like a very good character. I'm just comparing stats here. Okay, so anyways, Womenma is a Brave plus. There's a whole ton of stuff we gotta talk about. UZ++ or Pura Inflate 4 with Unity. Brave Unity. And a second skill that I don't have, but it's not that important. It's either Pre-Fill or Perma Puni Pop damage, like, bonus. Pre-Fill's better. There's Puni Pop. I mean, if you get the Puni Pop one, you don't have to change it. And if you have a ton of, like, swap books, like, well, I don't have a ton of swap books, but here, I can show you I'm both broke, but also have a decent number of swap books. So I can go back and forth, you know, give or take, because Puni, they're like allergic to giving bonuses to the characters. So anyways, what, you know, it's 28% Unity because we can't have it be better than the paid color legends. So, yeah. Center skill is 7% stats, so it's just straight up the best center skill, I think. Yeah, Mara's was the original best, and it's 0.5% damage, but I mean, if you're going to be running the character anyway, you might as well. So, yeah. So, anyways, Pura Enma is, you know, on paper, super good. And, you know, she is super good. You know, an Inflate 4 with Unity, very nice. Only problem is we already have one. This is Suzaku from the Code Geass event. He is an LB Tenable UZ+ Inflate 4 with a much, much lower Soultimate multiplier, but a higher attack stat by almost 100. And has Revive and Unity, but you get 2% less stats. So if we look at the Soultimate multiplier here, 1317 comparatively to 264. If we look at UZ Inflate 4s. Does Brave even have a UZ Inflate? Oh yeah, Kengo Benimaru 2020. So from Kengo Benimaru to Suzaku, it's only about a 44% point increase. So from Wamenma's 317 to Suzaku's 264 is a whopping 53 point difference. So a little bit more. But the attack stat difference kind of minimizes that. Wamenma is still going to do more damage though. So instead of just comparing them, let's actually compare them. Like, actually. So we're going to replace Suzaku, because why not? Stats, as you can see, change, obviously. That's ignoring the extra HP from the revive. You get more HP when you can tank an extra Soultimate. But you have people that will say, oh, Brave doesn't need that. Needing something and actually, like, using something optimally are two different things. I care about what's optimal for, like, max damage, because every team wins easy. It's not impressive anymore. So I have to come to the yokai world because tribe advantage is a big thing with these plus ranks. I forgot to talk about that. So because we have plus ranks now, what does that do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing for the meta. It's just a situational thing every now and then. The tribe advantage has always existed, but it's just never been like a factor that's really needed to be considered because bosses change, you know, every like 2 weeks. So tribe advantage 1 week could be disadvantage another week. That just doesn't really matter. But now, plus ranks do 35% more damage instead of like 10%. I don't know if it works inverse. We're gonna test it. You have some people saying, oh, what if you use Mika instead of Mara? That's dumb. You would probably still get more damage if you ran Mara, because you get more HP. And plus, it's easier to get Mara Salt, which is completely counterintuitive to, you know, using Wamenma. Because Wamenma also makes it easy to get Salt, so I don't know why you would reintroduce the problem. People just are not that smart, I better tell you. But anyways, now that we're in Fever, we're going to EX Pump, Fever Extend, and get a nice little baseline. Even though the combo might vary differently, it's diminishing returns. It's not going to matter. Okay, so 483.5. To 916.5. My keyboard was not plugged in, so yeah, I got to do that again. It is a pretty nice 493.5 to Wamenma. Jumps up to 875.3. Plug that in, she did 381.8. Hey, which is pretty good. So now we'll try the Pura mechanic, the plus plus. Does a pretty nice. Check it. 561. We'll do that. Then Pura does 1.07. Does 509k. 391. And add 35%. We get 527. So it's actually more so about 30%. It's weird, depending on if you have combo and all that. So now let's see if we do less damage by like a lot. In Journalist is shady, which if per plus tribes and all that, if it also decreases the damage you do more significantly, it would be a pretty neat mechanic. Otherwise, it's just kind of boring. It's already kind of boring, but I mean, it could be worse. This gives us a much lower 431.8, which translates to 732.3, which equates to 300k.5. So if we take that 391, subtract 30%, it's not 30%. I don't get this. 10% would be about 350k, so it's like 20%. It's weird. It's inconsistent. That's even worse. 20% is about 312k, which could be the difference. So it's about 20%-ish decrease. So, not as big of a decrease, but, you know, still a decrease. So let's go over to the Krabby Cat tutorials, and we're gonna test out how much damage we can do. And we'll do 8 Soultimates. 8. I think 8 would be a pretty good baseline. I could test against Throne. Throne's eerie. This one's tribalist. He's just a boss. Throne might be a boss. I really don't know. Because you can't feed the Throne. It's mid-event. For some unknown reason. Can't let Eerie have nothing nice now, can we? Okay. 1 Soultimate. 2 Soultimates. 3 Soultimates. 4 Soultimates. 5 Soultimates. 6 Soultimates. 7 Soultimates. 8 Soultimates. For a pretty nice 3 million, practically. And a little bit of healing. Pretty cool. Obviously, you know, Brave does not need the revive. So, because they got 22,000 HP and healing and 2 fever powers. If you lose with Brave, you're probably just doing something wrong. But let's see if the maximum damage changes by putting Suzaku back on. So in 8 Soults, we did about 3 mil. Pretty good. I feel like I've done that before on Thrones, probably. I feel like it was, you know, a pretty optimal damage setup, I think. You know, I don't have too much room to complain. As you can see, it's not going to be very difficult to get Suzaku's Soul. I say that and then it kind of becomes a little annoying, but it's not going to matter. 3 Soults. 4 Soults. 5 Soults. 6 Soults. 7 Soults. 8 Soults. A pretty significant decrease of about 140k. Which is what a Soultimate, like, that's a lot less than an extra Soultimate would do. As you can see, I just did 500,000. That's because Suzaku, again, has a revive. That revive would let you do an extra Soultimate if you were to just keep doing Soult until you almost died. The revive would get you, honestly, a whole low ball at 300,000 damage. Which, I mean, Enma did a lot more than Suzaku, clearly, with, like, because, you know, it's 2% extra stats compared to UZ Pluses, which is 1% extra damage. So, like, 1.5% extra damage and stuff, running Enma, which is pretty nice. And her own Soul multiplier being much higher allows for a lot more damage. The only problem is just if you were to do max damage, you would still run Suzaku, so... Well, Enma is really not that big a deal. But I am still going to probably use her, because I like her design better than Suzaku's. And to make fun of Code Geass more, because they really just got the short end of the stick, bro. So overall, much better for a, like, first character of the rank. Usually, whenever a new rank comes out, the second character, at least for, like, the UZ era, is better. Like, Cross Enma, I mean, like, Shuka wasn't as, like, he didn't have as much utility. It survived a lot longer by just having a better kit. And then UZ Pluses, Omen Enma was pretty good, Then we got Mara, who was like one of the best damage dealers we've ever had. So, you tell me. But overall, I do think Enma is going to last a pretty long time. And if you get Perma, she'll still be useful. There's a 25% Brave Watch out there that I don't have, which would increase the stats even more from 3 million. So, that's pretty neat. I might as well go No Bonus Throne real quick, just to show you they exist. Okay, so Throne is not fully sealed. Might not be the best idea. We're going to try anyway, because I do have Drop Big and all that. So, really just getting in Fever, that would be kind of annoying. If you do run Mika still, then Woman is a lot better, because the extra stats would kind of just be made up for. So let's try it. Yep. I hate damage balls. I'm really just trying to focus. Alright. EX pop. Fever extent. We're gonna be able to pretty easily win. So, not too big. Not too big a deal. Do this. If we get a Himmel, that would be great. Oh yeah, let's see if this enemy's Eerie. Does he count as Eerie or does he count as a boss? He counts as Eerie! So we're doing less damage. Counter still for 1700. Yeah, we wouldn't have had enough HP to live. But, wow, we barely killed. Oh yeah, but that's with damage balls. I was about to feel really bad about myself. Then I remembered that's with damage balls and I hate damage balls. We actually did pretty good. And it's with tribe disadvantage. Because I might have to do it with Suzaku. I might as well. I might as well deal with Suzaku. Why not? Now obviously it's a very luck-dependent run. I don't care. We're gonna compare them anyway. Oh, heck yeah. Much better. This is the stuff I need for my slander. I say slander, I'm gonna use Womenma anyway, so. So Suzaku does not have his Soultimate. Does not matter. We have Puni Prince and Himmel. They can just help him. I'm not gonna be able to do enough salts in Fever. Yeah. Not enough salts in Fever, but we're a lot closer to killing. Like, there we go. Yeah, it was a much easier time without Womenma. So, again, a side grade. Whenever you're fighting Eerie or, I don't, what is it? Shady? Yeah, Shady. I guess if you're ever fighting them, plus tribes are going to be a lot more difficult to use, which does nothing except to make my purpose harder of no bonusing stages. So thanks, NHN. Whatever. Anyways, Womenma, very good character. Should you get her? Yeah. She's honestly, like, pretty good. Next event is very likely Sudokai. So, yeah, I'm going to get to farming books so I can not be broke. But, yeah, happy 30th anniversary, Yokai Watch. It's just a normal event with Annie Paint.